Hi guys, welcome to a new video. I'm just going to briefly show you how you connect one of these flange connectors or tank connectors to a pond liner. So as you can see there, I have a bog filter I'm building. Now I've installed one of these, so I'll just briefly show you how I've installed it and how you put it on. So essentially it comes in two parts with screws. So eventually you put your liner in between there, that goes on top of your bit of a liner, and then you screw in. Make sure you put a bit of silicone underneath, not on top, and then you screw it in by hand. Don't use a power drill because you could crack the plastic. So I'm just going to briefly show you how I put it on, and hopefully this video will be informative on you guys, because I don't think there's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to do these. So I'll just show you how you put it on, and hopefully this will be informative. Right, this is the filter box, as you guys have seen. So I've just got one of these flange connectors. It comes with a covering, and we've got some screws to go on top. And basically we'll put that on the inside, coming through like that. I'm going to form around the circumference of the hole we've cut, and then hopefully that'll keep it quite stable in there. And then we just need to form it in, really. So we just form it in. Done. As you can see, I've already installed it, and you can see the pipe work popping out there. If you're wondering what that stuff around the pipe is, that's just a bit of expanding foam, just to fill in the gap that I used with the hole saw. So if we have a look what we've got here, as I've already installed it, I want to talk you through how you do it, so it makes it easy for you guys to figure it out. So when you put your back plate on, that's the pipe work here, you make sure your holes are lined up like that. Makes it easy. And then what you do is you cut a hole, and then you put some silicone on underneath this top plate, a good bead of silicone round, and then you can put your top plate on and start screwing it in. And if you want to, you can put a bead of silicone going around there, just where the joint is, and just screw it in lightly all the way around, and you keep doing that until you got it really hand tight, but not too tight, because this is plastic, it could crack. So that's how you more or less put it on. Make sure you've got a bit of water with some washing up liquid, because that helps the silicone not stick to your hand when you're going around with your finger. And I'll just show you that underneath here, as you can see, we've got a bead of silicone there. Hopefully you can see that. There's a bead of silicone, just put some on my finger so you can see it. There you go. And it oozes out. You get about 1/4 of an inch oozing out. Actually well over an inch actually. And it'll ooze out all the way around. You want to make this watertight. So that's what we've done. And you just need to give that 24 hours to go off. And then it'll be nice and secure. And that's our tank connector set up. And essentially that's how you do it in a pond as well. So hopefully this is informative on how you install one of these 1.5 inch tank connectors. I think they're called flange connectors, whatever you want to call them, but that's more or less how you put it on. Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. In this video I want to address a previous video I've recently released, which is about one of these flange connectors that you can get for your pond or a filter box. And we've got a piece of liner, and we've got some silicone, and what I want to do is basically show you how you connect one of these to your liner. and I thought this video would be a bit more instructional and more informative, because you may have got a little bit confused in the previous video regarding the process of connecting this up to a piece of liner. So I thought this video would be informative on how to do that, clear up any sort of confusion you may have had in the previous video. But essentially, on the flange bit where the pipe is, you essentially put some silicone around on there. You sandwich that piece of liner on top, and then you place the top lid area on top of the liner. So essentially it comes together like that. But I want to do this video so you guys can actually see more or less how you put it together, and it gives you a better idea on the process. Some people, I have noted some videos where some people have put some silicone on top of the liner and then put the lid on top, the cover plate. It's not necessary to do that. You don't need to do that. Your liner is the best thing for creating a seal for the top piece, but let's just show you that on the table and give you a better understanding on how to put this together. Okay, without further ado, let's just unscrew the top screw and take that off. So, okay, so we have our flange with our pipe area, as you can see there, and then we have our top piece, which I would call a cover plate. So essentially what we need to do is get our silicone, so we have a bead of silicone around the actual tank connector end. So what you would do is you would put your liner on top, like so, and obviously it will squeeze it out, and then you put your lid section on top of that. So we just put a liner on top of that. Now we don't need to put silicone on the top of the liner, so you just put the liner and the silicone. So you got your silicone underneath the liner, right? Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that, guys? So you got your silicone underneath the liner, you put your liner on top of the silicone, and then you put your plate on the top, and then it's just a matter of finding the screw holes. Right, when you've located the screw holes, which can be a challenge, you just need to line them up and then screw it in. So you just want to tighten them, make them really tight. Now the liner will act as your seal between the top plate and the liner, obviously, and then underneath the liner you have your silicone. You do not need to put silicone on top of the liner underneath the face plate. You don't have to do that. So I just wanted to show you, obviously we do have some silicone there seeping out from underneath due to the pressure, and the silicone is sealing the holes of where the screws are going through, and obviously the sealant is around those screws, sealing the screws. So I just wanted to show you briefly how you put this together, because I know in the previous video a few of you guys might have got a bit confused. So just so we clear this up, right, so essentially you have your top plate here. Then you have your liner that's just underneath the top plate. You don't put silicone on top of the liner. Then obviously before you've done that, you would have put a bead of silicone that goes round the connector with the pipe end here, all the way around. So you put your silicone around the connector where your pipe is here, your pipe connection. Then you put your liner on top of the silicone. Obviously you can see some silicone oozing out there. And obviously you would cut a hole in your liner like I've done there. And then obviously your top plate goes on top of your liner. You screw it in and the pressure squeezes some of the silicone out and seals the whole thing. So I just wanted to show you how you put this together. Can be quite difficult lining up the screws, but hopefully this is a bit informative on how you do it. I just wanted to show you how you put this together in a clear, precise, more logical video, so you understand how you put it together. So just to summarise, on the bottom part of this connector, or you could call it the base plate if you want to, you put a bead of silicone all the way around. Then you put your liner on top, cut a hole, then put the top plate on top. Make sure you've lined up your screws correctly if you can possibly do that. Screw it in. You don't need to put silicone on top of the liner because the liner will bond really tightly with the top plate, so no sealant is required on the top of the liner. It's just underneath the liner that you put your silicone, and then you just screw it down and it all compacts together and gives you a watertight seal like we've got here. So I just wanted to show you more or less how you put one of these together, and hopefully this video is informative on how you do it. Hopefully I've explained it precisely and complete, and it makes perfect sense in this video. And thank you for watching, and I hope this was informative. Remember guys, like my video, subscribe to the channel if you like these videos that I have been doing recently, because I'll be doing some more pond related videos. So guys, I just want to talk about these flange tank connectors. I've just done a video talking about them and showing you how to put one together. However, I've been contacted by some YouTubers who suggest that they would put silicone on top of the liner as well before putting the faceplate on top. Now, the information that I've got is from some quite popular YouTubers in the States. You may be familiar with Eric, the pond digger, who basically makes a living making ponds. And the way he does it is he puts silicone underneath the liner, puts the faceplate on top, and Bob's your uncle, that's it. And I think he does that for a few reasons. One reason is to save on money, so then you don't have to use as much silicone. Another reason is when he's putting the screws in, it's easier to locate the holes if you've not got lots of silicone oozing out. And another issue I think a lot of people have not commented on is the fact that if you want to repair it, it's easier to take the faceplate off if you've not got a load of silicone on it. Some of the guys in the UK, for example, some professional pond builders, they do it slightly different. What they tend to do is more or less the same process as Eric the pond digger does, except they would put silicone on top of the liner and then put the faceplate on top. Now obviously I can understand why you would want to put silicone on top, because obviously that would you know, double up on the protection and the unlikeliness of this leaking. But you know, there's two methodologies here in terms of putting these tank connectors on pond liner. So I just wanted to do a little brief explanation why I've done it the way I've done it, because that's how Eric the pond digger would do it, and I just wanted to demonstrate how you do it. I'll put a link in the description box if you want to have a look at how he does it on one of their jet flange connectors, so you can see how he would go about doing it. But I just wanted to give you more of an explanation why I've decided to do it the way I've done it. But it's not to say that either way is wrong. It's just in America they do it slightly different to how some people in the UK do it. But nevertheless, both ways seem to give a good seal. So I just wanted to give you an explanation of why I did this videos and these two videos in regards to how I would do it. It's not to say how I done it is wrong, because you know everyone has different ways of doing things in pond building, and it's interesting to find out how different people do different things and comes up with different solutions. Anyway, just want to say a big thank you for everyone that's come to the channel. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you find these videos informative, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.